So I bet you're not surprised if I tell you that phishing attacks have increased 400% in the first 7 months of 2019. Now granted, we're in 2020 and already I think it's higher, not lower than last year. And many of these attacks come down to tricking a user to go to a website to download an Office file, or tricking a user into opening up an Office document as an email attachment. If the phishing attack is trying to trick you to open the Office document, it will typically use scripting techniques in malicious macros. Malicious macros has long been used by attackers to gain access into a network. You can see over and over again ATP's various persistent threats have used it to get into side networks. So what's a person to do to better protect their network? Plenty. First off, plain old blocking of macros in Office documents. It's been around for many, many years. And also look to see what versions of Office you have in your organization. The various versions of Office over the years have added more and more ability to block things. For example, Office 2016, you can block macros coming from outside of the organization. So it uses the mark of the web technique to identify which documents are coming from outside versus which documents are coming from inside your organization and better protect you. And of course, don't forget to not educate your end users as to what to expect. That little yellow box up at the top can sometimes be very helpful in protecting your organization. Blocking the macros, telling the users that the file came from an internet location and might not be the safest in the world, and therefore to make sure they slow down and make sure they understand what they're opening is key to keeping your network safe. And of course, by now, I hope that everyone has email hygiene, some sort of additional filtering technique that goes between you and the outside world, that scans all attachments, that scans all emails. In this sample here, we've had 3 zero-day malware blocked, 37 phishing messages detected. There's been various different malware trends and families detected in the organization. And you can see overall, worldwide, 66 billion messages have been scanned, 7.74 million threats stopped, 3.4 blocked by advanced threat protection. For those of you looking at cloud deployments, there's 2 new policies coming up. They're starting to be in public preview, and so you may have these offered up to you if you have Microsoft 365 E5 subscription. The first one is called Safe Documents, and it checks Excel, PowerPoint, and Word documents against known risks and threat profiles. The other one that is in private preview is Application Guard for Office 365 Pro Plus, which puts Office in a sandbox environment. Remember, one way that you can separate users in your organization from the risky ones from the not so risky is divide them up into types of Office licenses that they need. Your most risky people, the ones that are most targeted, you may want to consider an E5 license. Those that don't need the full-blown Office applications and may only need a web-based can choose a different one. For example, you may be able to license some with just an E1 license, or a Business Essentials, or an F1. You can mix and match based on the needs of your organization, and therefore limit the use of Office inside your organization if that's a big risk to your security posture. For those of you who want to test out the safe documents, you go into protection.office.com, go into Threat Management, Policy, ATP Safe Attachments, and then look for a new section called Help People Stay Safe when Trusting a File to Open Outside Protected View in Office Applications. Now in my setup, even though I have an E5, I don't yet have this policy enabled. So obviously they're rolling this out to previews. So go into your Threat Management, Policy, Safe Attachments, and look to see in this area if you have that brand new section. If you have safe documents for Office, it'll be right in here, as you can see. And then the other preview that they have in a private preview is Application Guard for Office. And if you're interested in that, you have to sign up for a preview. You can complete the form and request access. Bottom line, as the attackers get more and more determined to get inside our organizations, we need to take the time to evaluate what best protections we need. Take the time to look over your environment, see who truly needs Office, the full-blown suite, or who can get away with limited versions. Who needs the full-blown protection of the Microsoft 365 E5? And who needs perhaps even more additional protections from that, and check out the various private previews. Attackers want to get in using malicious macros? Let's not make it easy for them. Until next time, don't forget, sign up for Tech Talk from IDG, and look for us at the YouTube channel for the tech news of the day.